Welcome back. I hope you had fun with your water test. I don't know how many water tests you've done already, but you should probably do a lot more just to check it out even further. This is all about playfulness. It's all about fun. We call it sacred G because this is sacred. Sacred means that it's an experience. How do you tell somebody what it was like when you went skydiving? You can't. But you talk to somebody who's been skydiving before, and all of a sudden you can't say enough, right? Because you have to actually be there. This is a sacred experience. Only you can go through this process. It takes you, and only you can talk to somebody else who's gone through this process. It's an initiation into a whole different type of state of mind. Okay? Sacred G. It's experiential. Get playful. Play around with it. Have some fun. This is all about discovering how your body works. A lot of times I talk about how sacred G works. You know, how it affects this and this part of your brain and this part of your body. These are all natural systems. These are the natural healing processes that take place in your body. Why is this important now with the water test? Because it is. No. The water test is absolutely amazing. Okay, so here's what happens. If you notice that a difference happened in the chemical changes, where do the chemicals go? Where do they go? How come they taste different? How come the water's smoother, softer? How come it actually quenches your thirst? How come it doesn't feel like a lead weight in your stomach? Why? It all has to do with clusters. And think of clusters as like the size of a raindrop, okay? The size of the raindrop is too big. When that water cluster, which is too big, goes into your mouth is made up of all these tiny little pores. Pores are basically like drains for the raindrops, right? It's drained for this water. But if these clusters of water, in other words, a cluster is a whole group of H2O molecules, a whole bunch of them that are all like stuck together. If these clusters are bigger than the pores, it doesn't go in. And so you can drink a whole bunch of water and it doesn't matter because it's not going to absorb. You drink a bunch of this water, you're dehydrated. You could drink 4 liters of water a day and still be completely dehydrated. What? Yeah, because it's too big. It doesn't leak in. It doesn't absorb. Does that make sense? I call it cellular absorption. And it's from breaking down these clusters from these big sizes down to these small little ones where they can actually absorb in. So that's why the water's softer. That's why you don't have this weight inside your belly when you drink a bunch of it. I can take a 500 ml bottle, I can slam the whole thing back. I don't feel a thing inside my stomach. You take a regular bottle of water that you pick up from the good old 7-Eleven, you know, you're going to have problems. Your stomach's going to be heavy. You're going to almost feel like throwing up, gagging. It's rough. Okay? You don't want to do that unless it's been charged. Where do the chemicals go? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. The chemicals are still there. They're not hidden. They're still there. There's no magic trick. It didn't vaporize them. It didn't demolecularize them. It didn't transport them to God knows where. It simply put them away. Okay? So this is what happens. The H2O molecules, while some are separating so that they can be absorbed, there's other ones that are actually conglomerating. And they conglomerate around these toxins. And they make these clusters so big that they can't absorb. The chemicals are still inside the water. The only thing that we've done is we've changed the configuration of the water with the Sacred G technology. So we talk about nanoengineering, you know, grouping atoms together, creating molecules from the ground up. Well, this is a whole different form of technology and science. This is taking what's already there and just simply rearranging it. That's it. So when these H2O molecules, they wrap around this chemical, it becomes, that cluster now becomes too big, which means it can't absorb into your pores, which means you don't taste it. That's why the water tastes cleaner. You don't taste it because the clusters are too big for it to absorb. It goes down into your stomach, doesn't absorb there, it goes down through your intestines, it goes out through your bladder, goes out with your poo. Can't absorb. It's too big. Okay? That's where it goes. That's the secret. That's it. That's all. Okay? What does that have to do with your health? Everything. Every time you put toxins and chemicals inside your body, did you know that as soon as you toxify your body with chemicals, you will automatically have to have some type of emotional reaction to something, to anything. All of a sudden your girlfriend, your husband, your good friend, your dog, you know, something happens and emotionally it sets you off and triggers you. Why? Because these toxins, these chemical poisons that you put inside your body from drinking things like water, there's a balancing process, a harmonization process that has to take place in the body. Your hypothalamus, which regulates all body chemistry, well, as soon as you increase the amount of chemical content inside your body, these toxins, your hypothalamus forwards this onto your limbic system. Your limbic system is responsible for all your emotion. So all of a sudden your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your best friend, your dog, your kid says one thing to you and it sets you off. Why? Normally you don't get angry or pissed off or sad or upset for anything like that, but it just happens because the brain is looking for any incident whatsoever to generate the negative emotions that are required inside the limbic system to match and harmonize your hypothalamus. It's science. In other words, you put toxins inside your body, you're going to start causing drama with everybody around you. Why? To simply equate the chemical toxicity of your body to your negative emotional state. It's that simple. Okay? This is huge. This is huge. You eat sugar and all of a sudden you're fighting. Kids eat sugar, you feed it to your kids, all of a sudden they're fighting and screaming. You know why they're fighting and screaming? Because you just poisoned them. That's why. Chemicals, toxins, sugar is poison. You put it in their body. The only way that their brain can balance and neutralize that out is to cause them to fight. They have to fight. They have to fight. They have to cry. They have to scream. They have to yell. They have to kick. They have to bite. They have to fight. Why? Because the brain has to harmonize itself. It's science. It's a system. You feed them more sugar, they're going to fight more. Stop feeding them sugar, they stop fighting. It's amazing. It's so simple. I don't even call kids who eat sugar kids. They're the sugar monster. They're representatives of the sugar monster. You ever heard of the Cookie Monster? Okay, this is the sugar monster. Okay, it's even worse than the Cookie Monster. You know why? Because sugar is in almost everything. It'll take you about 6 months to literally find all of the food items that you use that have no sugar in it. It takes you a long time because you literally got to search the back of every single container and you'll find that there's sugar in everything because you're being poisoned every time that you open your mouth and put food in. It's amazing. Okay? This is huge. This is so important because when you understand this, you can stop yelling at your kids. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Here, take this candy bar and shut up. It doesn't work that way. Here, give me back that candy bar. Good. Now play nice. Okay, that's what happens. Give me back that sugar. Play nice. Here's the sugar. Stop fighting. That's the mentality. That's what happens. Nobody is excluded from it. That's a law. It's a law of nature. It's how your body works. Nobody's excluded. Doesn't matter who you are. Structured water. Thanks for doing the water test.